Right.
Hey guys, welcome to Beekeeping with Grandma. We have, this is my buddy Steve.
Hey.
Came up to get his nephew all set up with his new hives. So I thought we'd bring you along for the ride. Say hey.
Hi all.
This is Adam. And we got some others hanging around in the distance that want to see what's going on. So here we go.
All right. And one of these we're going to leave out. All right. The first thing you want to do is you don't want to stand in front of the hive, but you do want to smoke the entrance. Now this got little holes, so I'm smoking right into the hive. What this does is smoke's gonna go up there. They're gonna start eating honey, and then it's gonna calm them down to where we can do what we got to do. Now, set those there. Now what I do with the top, normally as I open it, and you'll have an inner cover like that, and there could be bees up here. So I smoke like that, and just set the wood lid like that at a little bit of an angle. What that does is it gives it time for the smoke to go down from the top, so the bees in the top will eat honey. And there's a lot of honey up here, usually a lot of honey up here that they can eat. So they're gonna be in there eating the honey. And so anyway, so now that we got that, we keep the lid nearby because in this case we're gonna set the medium one on top, caddy corner on there. So, we're gonna go ahead and open this up. Now Adam, while I'm doing this real quick, take 8 of your frames out of your medium too, because we're gonna do the medium box too. Then anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and crack it open a little bit more and smoke again. And give them a minute. Let them calm down a little bit. All right. So now what I usually do is take the top. Now the tops of these, Adam, will have bees on it.
Yep.
What I usually do with my hives is I set it next to the hive if I'm not going to move all the boxes. In this case, I'm going to move the bottom box too. So I'm going to set it like that. What that does is if there's bees on there that want to go back in the hive, they will go back. Sometimes the bees will bunch up and stay on that. It's not a big deal. When you're all done, get everything settled, just take and wrap that a couple times, and whatever bees are on there are going to go in there. Now, I am not going to take any of the frames out of here yet because we're going to get down in the bottom deep box. So what I'm going to do is go in between here. Hopefully, there we go. Now, smoker in hand. And what I'm going to do is lift this up a little bit, smoke across the top while holding it. I don't want to set it back down because some of the bees are already going to move and I don't want to squish them. I'm going to set this caddy corner on the box like that. So here's the deep section. This is where most times the queen is going to lay her young. I'm going to keep these smoked too. So what we're going to do now is take one frame at a time. Now when you look at the frames, you'll see some of the frames got a lot of wax on it and stuff. We're going to leave those frames alone. We're only going to get the frame that looks like it has the least amount of bees on it, which is this one. Now with this hive tool, I like it because I'm able to pry it and lift it straight up. 9 times out of 10, the queen's not going to be on this frame. Now you look at the bees.
That's some nectar there.
They're bringing in nectar and they're filling it out. Now these end frames are new. See, the back is wax, but they're drawing them out so you can see they're doing their job. So we're going to put this one in the hive we're transferring to. As gentle as you can. See, the bees are busy working. They're doing their job. If you're not jarring them around, then you're not going to have a problem. Now, I just saw a small hive beetle.
Oh, we're gonna get rid of him.
Yeah, he's in the hive right here. I saw him right here on this side. I don't know where he went. But there he is, one small hive beetle. I gotta try to squish him. If I can see him again. He was right here.
They like to hide down in the...
I know, they hide in the corners and stuff.
Right there.
Okay. I flicked him in there, now where'd he go? Alright.
He ran real quick.
Yeah, I'm gonna just put it back. One of them is not the end of the world. But in any case. So that's one frame down. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go now. The bees started to come up. So the best thing to do, give them a little more smoke. That gets them to go down a little bit. Now any of the frames that you're gonna lift up, smoke the ends of it so the bees get away from the end so you can pry on it without disturbing them. So I lift up that end, lift up this end, trying not to drop it, which I kind of bumped it a little bit. Now, if you got to look at it or anything, set the bottom corner like that down. So you got something to set it on. Then you can lift it up and look. And you see all that the brown capping on that? That's all brood. Now look next to the brood, where the brown caps are, look at the white. Those are the larvae. The smaller they are, that means the queen just laid them. Now most of these are like at least 3 or 4 days old. They're already curled over. You see how they're curled at them?
Yeah.
And that means they're about 3 or 4 days ago she laid those. So that's what when you're going to look in the hive, you want to find cap brood if you can like this. You also want to see larvae like that. You know she's been on the job and she's doing good. Now I didn't know she could have been on the back side of this and not realized it. So anytime you're holding the frame, keep it over the hive. If she's on there, she'll drop down in the hive sometimes. Now I don't see her.
I don't either.
And I'm looking.
And she wasn't marked, right?
And I see, if you look in here, you'll see even tiny larvae in there. They're very, very small. So she just was up here a couple days ago, probably laying the tiny larvae. They're real tiny. I don't know if you can see down into there. Sometimes it's better, Adam, to hold it in the sun, and you can look down. Come around behind me and look. But you hold it in the sunlight, you can look down in there and see it.
Yep.
You see everything? Now the sun decides to go away. But anyway, you're able to see it better. So.
Oh yeah, with your back to the sun.
With the back to the sun, you can look down and look at the cells. So I'm going to put that one in there. Now we got the next one to do. Same thing with the smoke. A little bit on the end. A little bit across the top. You don't want to smoke real heavy. If you smoke real heavy, to them, the bees think, oh, the forest is on fire, we've got to leave. So they get in a hurry and they want to leave. So this is the next frame. Now again, what do you see? You see capped over brood. All right. Next to that, you see eggs and larvae. And we're trying to look for the...
break in there.
I know, that's all right. I'm just gonna be careful. But anyway, you're gonna look and see if you find the queen. I don't see her on here. Now sometimes she'll run around the corner when you're holding the frame. So it's always good to flip it back and see if she went around the corner or the bottom and see if she's on here. I do not see her. Now one thing I didn't go over, now with my frames, because I use wax foundation, you see that strip? That's one side of the frame. That's where you put the wax in.
Yep.
I always keep them the same direction. That way, if I'm pulling out a frame and I don't remember which way I had it, I put it the same way back. What that means is the bees are busy working. I'm not confusing them to what they need to do. Now, again with the smoke. Now, I'm almost out of smoke, but that's all right.
They're content just doing their thing.
They're doing their thing, and that's where if you're slow and gentle, that's the key. A lot of beekeepers, they only have a certain amount of time to deal with the bees, so they're only around so often. Now this frame is almost empty, so there's a very good chance she might be on here. Now, did you see the bee with pollen on her? She's right about in the middle of the frame.
Okay, yeah.
She's crawling. She got a little bit of pollen on her.
Right here?
She's looking for a place. Yeah, she's looking for a place to
couple
put
of
that pollen. I gotta put my hand here and
Try to
steady,
get some
steady
shadow
myself here.
off here.
But anyway, that's what she's good, looking for a place to put the pollen. Now, looking at this frame, looking down in the cells, it looks like she just laid in here. The queen just laid in here. She might be on the other side of this frame.
You want to show him the difference between the age of the eggs so he can spot how long it's been since the queen's
Yeah.
been laying? I see her.
Where's? Oh,
right there.
All right, now, you see the queen? Hey, Gavin, come here and look at the queen real quick.
They're not gonna sting you.
Oh, she's moving.
right there.
Don't
There you
stir her. All right, she's getting nervous. I don't want her to run off. Where's my catcher cage? My cage.
I got one in my pocket right here.
No, the metal cage I had on the table.
Where'd she go? She's
She
right there.
probably
I
went
got
on-
her. I got her. Right there.
Adam, it's the little screen cage thing I had. It was on the table. There it is. I want to set that over. Where is she?
Right down here.
Oh,
She went in the crack. Now she's gonna flip.
she's. Gotta get her back on the frames to where I can put mark on her.
You got the marker?
Yeah, I don't want to. Some people handle the queen. I'm not that good at it yet. Whoops. Hang on. Oh, she's still under it?
Yep. Nope, not
right.
anymore.
Kim, where'd she go?
Right here. She's right there.
Kim, come and get it, please. All right, where's?
We got
She's
the queen
right there
out.
in the middle.
To the queen.
Oh, dang
You got her.
it.
Nice.
Adam, come here. Come here, come here, come here. I just put a mark on her. It's right on her thorax. You can't. Now give her a minute for it to dry. Here you go, Kim. I give it a minute for her to dry, right? So,
Now she's right there.
all right. We're gonna hurry up and get this frame in there. We don't want her to fly off.
Yeah, she'll get ticked off and take
Can you
off.
grab that leaf? There goes. All right. So that was your queen, and now we got a little white dot on her. Now white is the color for this year. Last year's queens were blue. And let me have my torch, man. I'm gonna get this going. Now you see how the bees have come up on the frames in the box that we're getting them from? You gotta keep your smoker going and get them so you keep them down so that they're gonna go down back on the frames. Now you know where the queen is. You're not gonna be overly anxious with the rest of the frames because you know she's already in there. She's safe.
Yeah.
If you needed to catch her with that queen catcher clip, you can do that. Now,
She wanted no part of us.
she's skittish to the light. She has not been out of the hive since she got mated. So she's not going to want to run around. She's going to run down the frame, and that's where beekeepers make a mistake, and they will pick up the frame, hold it out over the ground. She drops down to the ground, and then they step on her. And that's the saddest sound you ever want to hear, is the sound of a crunch brood. And you see some cells in between there. A lot of times the bees will pack pollen in there, so when the queen lays, they can go there and get pollen and mix it with honey, so that they can go ahead and feed it to the babies. But that's a beautiful, beautiful frame of bees that are coming on. So you got what, 3 frames right here?
Oh yeah, this is gonna explode real fast.
Yeah, this is gonna grow really fast. So you're
gonna be
now.
putting
What
on-
I think we're gonna do, that extra frame, we're gonna put it right here in the brood area. 'Cause I think there's gonna be enough bees to keep it covered. Going down careful. Here we go. I'm gonna put it there so they can have something to work on. Now, with the rest of this, since we know the queen's there, we're gonna try to move along a little quicker.
No, we located her. We're good. Yeah.
Yeah, we know that you know she's on the job. We saw the babies, we saw the larvae, we saw her, which is really good. We marked her. Now this frame is really light. Doesn't have a lot of bees, but they've got some larvae on it. Put that in here, and then all we got is the last one. Now we're going to get ready to put the medium on top. In a second, we're going to put the medium over.
Now,
I did not
explain
realize I
about
put
this
this
one?
frame in here. This frame is partially drawn out that they did by hand, if you will.
Okay.
They drew it out down that farther. They'll finish drawing it out. But you know what I think I'm going to do? I'm going to move this one over. I'd rather have them work on the new frame, because this one they might not be enticed to keep going. And beside that, you see the bigger cells on here? Those are for drone cells. Those are male bees. You don't want the bees to use the resources as much as you can. You don't want them to keep working on drones. You want them to keep working on worker bees. Now you see when I set that down, how they popped up a little bit, the bees? I gotta get back to smoking them.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot more activity right now.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to get this thing lit. Get a torch going. They say not to have flames on it, but you got to get your smoker going good.
Pine needles.
Yeah, pine. You see the pine needle?
Pine needles, pine cones.
Pine needles, pine cones. I haven't tried burlap, but
Burlap is excellent.
I want to get some burlap for it.
Yeah, you don't want burlap that has print on it though.
Okay, medium box next. Thank you, Kim. Hang on one second. Always try to smoke around the edge where the bees are, and then when you set it down, start at this side and tip it down slowly, so you give the bees a chance to move out of the way.
Another way I found, which I'm not strong enough to do it, is when you have a lot of bees, you can like put it on one edge and slide it toward the other end so that they go off the other end.
Right. You can push the bees.
Gotta push
Right,
them out.
right.
Yeah. We try to be as gentle as we can, as much as we can. So, anyway, now we're going to transfer. We're going to leave these for right now in there. Now, one thing, when you got the bees out of the box, if there's any more small hive beetles, you'll see them running around in there. Now, I only saw the one, and like I said, since you only had one, I would not be greatly concerned about one. Two combs are they've waxed them together, so I'm not going to get that frame first, because it's going to be one I'm going to have to work a little bit harder on. Now this is on the left side of the hive here, so I'm going to transfer it to the left side of the box up there. Now I need a smoker again. Get some bees down here. There we go. Out of the way, ladies. And remember, most of all your workers are ladies in the hive. The guys, they come and just lay on the couch and they don't do anything. And they go out trying to find a girlfriend. That's all they do. And in the fall, you'll see them kick them out of the hive. And they'll kick them out and say adios. Now,
At least they don't eat them like
I see something dripping.
what's that? Oh, I ripped the backside.
Yeah, is that honey?
Yeah.
Let them taste it.
Look at that.
Put your finger in it and you can taste it through your
He's got his
screen.
gloves on.
That's okay, you can still taste it through the screen.
Taste it through the screen.
There you go.
Through the mesh at the bottom.
Yeah, just, you don't have to undo it, just put it right on the front of the screen and put your tongue on it. What do you think, good?
Doesn't get any better than that.
All right, fresh out of the hive.
Homegrown honey. Now they'll repair that frame,
Yum.
but they're going to be in a hurry to try to do it because they don't like it dripping. They're just as tedious about things in their hive as you would be in the house. You wouldn't want water running.
Good housekeepers.
They're good housekeepers. They have the good housekeeper seal of approval. I guess the bees know, they know what they want to do. Oop, I bumped it a little bit. Ah, look at this frame. Look at all the pollen on there. Now, Adam, when you start to go through the hive, The outer frames will usually have honey on them. As you get closer to brood, you'll see more and more pollen on the frames. And in this case, now you see how it's, now this wax they put on the side, I scrape it like that. I gotta be careful not to hurt the bees, but I scrape it off. And if it's got honey on it, I know I do this and other beekeepers say, what are you doing that for? I let it fall down on the entrance and let the bees clean it up. Because it came from their hive. So if it's got honey on it and it's theirs, I'd rather give it back to them. Some people will actually take all this and on top of the inner cover, they'll put the little pieces that have honey or whatever on it. And then the next time they're in, they take the wax off.
You know what I found that was really interesting?
What's
is
that?
between some layers, I had actually a thick area of wax that was filled with honey. So I got my bees off of there and I had a jar nearby and I scraped that up and put it in a jar to eat.
I was just thinking the same thing. Get a
Yep,
jar.
don't waste
do
it.
that.
Don't waste it. Have some jars ready for your wax that you don't need. Because you're going to need wax to put on more frames later on.
I brought them some.
Ooh, nice.
Ooh, look at the brood on there. Adam, you're going to have to probably, this is the third frame over, you're going to probably have to keep an eye on this hive, probably, because they'll be
It's
going
gonna
to
explode.
town.
Yeah, you're going to have
Probably
a lot.
another, within 2 weeks, you might have to even consider putting another box on.
Yeah, I believe, isn't it like 3,500 on each side of a
Yeah,
deep?
it's thousands.
So for every one of these here that you have, the deep frames, each side is 3,500 babies if it's filled.
There's cells all over the place, but if you look in the cells, they've got larvae in them.
Oh yeah.
So the queen has gone back where hives, maybe the bees hatched late, or it could have been duds. Sometimes there's a dud where the bee doesn't grow, and they go and uncap it, and she went back and laid in there.
Wow.
I'm trying to think, I might have turned this around. Which way are we
Do you
going?
want another one for in the middle?
Yes. Oh, that's the one down below. We want to. The one down below is new, so we want to put it here.
Do you want to scrape that off? Keep that on.
What's that? Oh, the wax? No, we're gonna
Just
leave
leave the
that.
one.
Okay, leave it.
And you know why? Because when the queen is coming up here, she'll have a bridge to walk on. They call that the queen bridge, where she can come up to the frame easier. And if you make it easier for the queen,
That's a normal thing. Okay.
that's a good thing. You want to make it easy as possible for her highness to do her job. Now I use this as a torch kind of thing, but I also have an aiming flame. Now the aiming flame is one of those long lighters, and you're able to reach down into it to go ahead and light the smoker. Some people try using a match, or sometimes you can take a propane torch and just light it up. But that gets your smoker going good. Always keep it handy. Always keep your lighter or your lighter source or whatever close by. 'Cause I don't know where when they put the wax there, I don't know what they built it on. This frame is all good. That one I can scrape it off from. But this one, I'm going to take it off the top. The reason being is this is a top box, so it's not going to be, the queen's not going to go any further up than this right now. When you go to put another medium on, you're going to put it on top, underneath the medium on top. So you with me? So the next medium you put on here, you're going to put your deep on, you're going to pull up your frames, remember, with the brood on it, pull up about 3 or 4 frames, and then give them a chance to draw that out, and then they're going to be still working the top, so you want to keep an eye on the top. You don't want the honey to then get it honey bound where they don't have any more room to put any honey up there. So keep an eye on the top too, and then when they start filling out the bottom, then you want to go ahead and put another medium super, put it under this one, so that they can easily work that to get up in there. Now this is the last frame
What's going on?
that's in here. They're just starting to be on here. I'm gonna scrape the saw. Now the rule of thumb on when you add a super is when the box is, if it's a 10 frame box, if it's got more than 7 frames, if they start drawing the wax out on next to the last, or they even go all the way over to the last one, they start drawing it out, that's the time you want to put another box on. The reason being, if they think they're too crowded, they're going to go ahead and swarm. So they're going to get in swarm mode long before they fill out all the frames. And that's the thing, beekeepers, a lot of times in the spring, come on, get over from there. Come on. She's determined bee. She was like, I'm on that piece of wax and you can't get me off. Now, what I did, I don't think I did it in the bottom. I don't think I moved the frames over. But you want to make sure you move the outer frame and squeeze them all together.
You want me to lift that? Or
Huh?
you don't want to start it?
Oh, you know what I didn't do? I didn't put those strips in. I'll tell you what, I'm going to lift the box up. I want you to lay that very slowly on top of the bees.
One of them, 2 of them?
Well, one at a time. But I want you to lay it on the strip long ways.
This?
Yep. Put it on like 2 or 3 frames. Just go ahead and put the other ones in. Now what these strips are, they're oxalic acid, but they're made with they're made with glycerin. And glycerin, it's hard to find. I found it at Walgreens, I think. But it's a certain formula.
Hold on.
Oh, no, you're sliding the frames.
Huh?
Slide the frames over.
Oh.
You need a tool.
Now the reason why, I didn't tell you why I did this, Adam. I'm in this on this side. The reason why, got it? The reason why you slide them over is the last frame over, if they have the room, they'll draw it out. If they don't have the room, then they'll build comb like that. We saw that wax comb here, where it's a little bit space. It was only that much space, but they'll fill it all in with wax. You want them to fill the frames up. You don't want them to fill all the spaces up. So anyway, we're almost done here. The only thing left I got to do is the bees that are in this box. I'm gonna tap them, and I want you to get ready with the inner cover. There, that inner cover, and we're gonna put the inner cover on there. When I knock the bees down, you see that? That's what I was telling you about the bees. They want to get the honey off from it, so I'm gonna let them do that. All right. So what I'm gonna do with this? Oh, I can't do it with a feeder. I'm gonna have to take the feeder off. I put a small feeder jar when I'm traveling with the bees, and they drank all of it within one day. Now I just hit that and knocked the bees off, Adam. When you have a feeder, when you go to pick it up, there's going to be bees on it. Just tap it gently and the bees will get off. Now the last thing we're going to do on this box is I'm going to bump it, and I want you to put the lid on. Ready? Now, there we go. Now there's still some bees in here. What I do is I take the box, it's still got a few bees in it. Because I make the box pretty sturdy, I bang it on the ground. So the rest of the bees are in front of the hive. Now what they'll do, they're not sure where the new home is. So what they'll do is they'll start flying, and then the ones that say this is home, they will go ahead and actually tell the other bees by lifting up their hind end and give off what's called pheromone. The pheromone that lets the bees know this is home. So, almost. Yeah, go ahead. Now when you put the cover on, what I didn't tell you is when you're working the hive and you have all the bees on the inside, what I do is I tap it in front of the hive
Okay.
and get all the bees off, then I put it on there.
Okay. You all right now?
You're good, you're good. Got it? Oh, I was gonna have you show Kim what you put. This is what he put underneath the lid, Kim, look.
It's
Oh, nice.
pulled from siding.
Nice.
Yeah,
It's a 1/4 inch.
Yep.
cool, it's good stuff. So they're flying in there, but we don't want them to think that's their entrance. Now what I do, I just slid this forward. That's so other insects don't try to get in the backside. Now you got the entrance reducer down.
Oh, I got it on the wider part.
Okay, now what I'm probably going to recommend is just get a little piece of wood or something and block off about half of this. Because you don't want it that big until they get rolling real good.
You want to just spin it to the other side that has it?
No, we don't want the real tiny because this is a bigger hive. This had 14 frames. So that narrow an entrance, they had small holes in that, which is fine. But we want to narrow that down so they get used to.
Do you want to stick some grass in it?
I got some in my car. But anyway, I think you might go ahead and wrap this up, Kim.
All right. Well, that was how to start out your own hive, get your bees in there. Thank you very much, Steve, for coming out. And thank you, Adam, for allowing us to put you on video. You're a great guy. We appreciate you.
All right,
Goodbye
everybody. Be well.
Goodbye from Grandma for now. Bye-bye.